Hi guys, welcome back to Sendy's Cooking. If you are new, welcome. So today I'm gonna show you how I made this chocolate biscotti with Haitian chocolate. If you don't have Haitian chocolate, that's totally fine. I will link some chocolate that you could use, alternatives that you could use that will still get the same result. You could use cocoa powder. I'll leave some brands for that are great and you can use them. So let's go ahead and get started. In your mixer, stand mixer if you have one, or if you don't, use a handheld mixer, go ahead and mix the sugar and butter. Mix for about 2 minutes until the sugar is softened. It is important that all the ingredients are room temperature, okay? Make sure that it's all room temperature. Mix the sugar for and the butter for 2 minutes on medium speed. Unsalted butter. And if you want the written recipe, it will be located on my website, sendyscooking.com. It's a way, sendyscookingrecipes.com. I will link it right here. You can check it out. It's a way for me to support myself. Okay, you can check it there, or if you don't want to, it's a website. It's a subscription website. It's $5.99 a month, and you can cancel anytime. So it really is up to you. If you'd like to support me there, you can do it. If you can, I'll see you there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more and like this video if you like it. If you want to see more, stick around, turn on your post notifications so you can always see when I upload new recipes. So be sure to scrape the bowl so that way everything is well mixed. Just scrape it a few times, just make sure that everything is mixed in well. So now that the butter is mixed well, we're going to add the chocolate. So I'm using the Haitian chocolate. It's just chocolate that I had made, hot chocolate, but wasn't fully made. I cooked it, and I saved the rest because I did make a cream chocolate. Yes, I did. So I thought I'd make some cookies for it. My grandmother loves these biscottis, so my grandparents and my family, my whole family. So I made some and sent it to them. So I went on and added the chocolate. If you're using the cocoa powder, it will be better. It will be fine actually. It won't mess up the texture as much. But I am using the liquid chocolate in liquid form, so I ended up I had to use a little bit more flour. So once you add the chocolate, add the spices. I'm using nutmeg and add your vanilla extract or almond extract. For this recipe, I use almond extract. I think it's better than the vanilla for this recipe. So go ahead and add that. Mix for 30 seconds and scrape the bowl. Be sure to scrape it so that way, because it stick on the bottom and you'll have unmixed batter. You don't want a batter that's not mixed well. You want to make sure that everything is mixed well. This recipe is really quick and easy too, super easy. So once you mix that for the 30 seconds, go ahead and add the eggs. Once you add the eggs, you will add everything else following, with which are the salt, the baking powder, the flour, the coconut. I am also adding some coconut flakes, totally optional, but sweetened coconut flakes. After you add the egg, add the coconut flakes, the salt, the baking powder, the flour, and mixed for about a minute. Don't over on low speed because you don't want to over mix it and you don't want too many air bubbles in there. So mix for 1 minute, and once you mix it for that 1 minute, it starts forming a dough. Go ahead and take it out of the bowl. So for my recipe, because I am using liquid chocolate, I used 4.5 cups of flour plus extra to dust. But if you're using cocoa powder, you will only need 4 cups of flour. All right, so I will link the recipe in there, and you will find it on my website. So once you do that, take it out of the bowl, form a dough, and you're gonna shape it. Once you shape it, put it make sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees. All right. The dough is soft and flaky. I mean sticky. So that's why use extra flour to dust it so that way it's not messy, and shape it. Once you shape it, go ahead and put it in a pan, a lined pan. I'm using um baking sheets. What do you call these? I forgot what you call these. I forgot. So place it in your baking sheets. What do you call these papers? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll think of it. I can't think of it right now. I'm so sorry. I'm not a professional, you guys. Okay, so you don't come here to get recipes from a professional. I am so sorry. I can't even think of the name right now. Oh my gosh. It's at the tip of my tongue, but it will not come out. Parchment paper. Parchment paper. Yes, that. Shape it. Make sure you line your baking sheets with parchment paper if you want. That's totally optional. Place it in there and bake it. This cookies, you bake them twice. So you bake them for 20 minutes, and then you take it out, let it cool down. You see how I shaped it? Let it cool down, and then you cut it. Let it cool down for about 10 minutes, and you cut it, and then you bake it again. So while it's baking, let's make the frosting that I put on the cookies, the chocolate frosting. So I am using powdered sugar. I did not measure it, as you can see. For that, you don't really have to measure it. It's about a cup, and I added the chocolate, and then some vanilla, some almond extra, and mix it, and then I got the frosting. If you are using cocoa powder, you will add the chocolate, the cocoa powder, and you would use milk and set. So for about a cup of the sugar, the powdered sugar, you'll need 2 to 4 tablespoons is usually good for that to get the frosting, and add your vanilla extract or almond extract. So that's it. And if you're using the cocoa powder, as I mentioned, you'll need the cocoa powder, the powdered sugar, a little bit of milk, 2 to 4 tablespoons of milk, vanilla extract or almond extract, and make your frosting. Just whisk it well, and boom, you got the frosting. Super easy, huh? The recipe that I have on my website is a bit different if you are using cocoa powder. So if you want the recipe, head over to sendycookinrecipes.com, and you will find the written recipe there. I promise you will have one of the best biscottis ever. So it's cooked for 20 minutes. Now we're gonna go ahead and cut it. So you're cutting it diagonal. You're not cutting it straight through because you want that shape. So it looks really nice. It's let it cool down a little bit. So go ahead and cut it. Once you cut it, flip it around, flip it sides, and then bake it again for 5 to 7 minutes until you get that beautiful crunchy golden color, and it's all done. This is it. It's super easy recipe once you have it down. And what I love about this recipe, once you have your measurements, you can really go ahead and play around, do different flavors, do different things, because it's just such an easy recipe. Such an easy recipe. And these are great things to make for the holidays. If you want to send stuff to your family, I mean, I know the holidays pass, but save that recipe for next year. If you want to send stuff to your friends and family, you could make a bunch like this and then send it to them. This is about 4.5 cups of cookies of flour that made all these cookies. So they're super easy to make, and you can get a lot. And yeah, so make this for your friends and family, and you don't have to wait until the holidays. You can just make them and send it to your family and friends. That will make them happy. And this is it. This is the final product. It's big, it's crunchy. I love it. They're so crunchy. I made another one with passion fruits. I will upload this recipe soon. So yeah, sign up, subscribe to Sendy's cooking recipes. You will get those recipes. And I made it with fresh passion fruit. So stick around for that. Subscribe so you can see it next. So go ahead and glaze it with the chocolate, and that's it. That's the recipe, you guys. Super easy but delicious. These are great in the morning with some coffee or tea. I'm not a big coffee person, but tea, oh, my grandparents love them. So I made them for my grandparents and my family. I shipped it to them. I made it over the holidays and I shipped it to them. So make this for your grandmother, or your grandfather, your mom, your whoever you want to make it for. Just make it for them. And if you like this recipe, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being here.